What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Sit Down and Spotlight On. Today, we're going to talk to the legendary Vanessa Bell Calloway. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
There you go. Texas Bama. See, I know the words. I may not be a beehive, but I know the words. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Sit Down Spotlight On. I'm kind of over elated today. I get to sit down with a legendary over here. Y'all don't know. The feeling that's going through me right now, like I'm jittery sitting over here, and that's normally not me. But welcome, guys. I'm your host, Cortez G. West, and we have the lovely, the beautiful. She's looking like, keep going.
Yeah, because I got a question for you. Because does legendary make me sound old?
No, okay. No, not at all. It's the work that you do.
Oh, okay.
See, the old legendary, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe I should have said icon. Does that still sound old?
It sounds old too.
Okay, so what should I say? Give us a new word. We're gonna put in
What's
Western.
a new word? Let's
make up one.
How about but he's trying to say something. Longevity.
That's longevity. It shows the body of this. You got to show the body of this work. What's going on? Thank you for sitting down with us today.
Thank you for having me, Cortez.
I'm so happy.
You're so cute.
Thank you.
Cute you are.
Oh, y'all heard that, right?
He's fly. Got his little jacket on.
Yeah, my friend. I was just telling Megan, a friend of mine, she makes some clothes for me, and she was like, "Hey, where my stuff?" So, Jody. Jody Designs, thank you, girl.
Work, Megan. All right.
All right, so we're going to start off with a little game. I want to start off with a little game for you, just to get things going.
Okay, cool.
So how it's going to work is you're going to quote like a known quote from one of your movies.
Oh God, I don't remember those lines. You're gonna tell me the quote?
No, I want you to quote because I want we have to hear the voice. Okay. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear the voice. So a lot of people don't know that. This is way before Coming to America, people. Like, this woman has been working way before that. So I'm guessing, people just want to always talk about Coming to America. But
that's where they like to start.
Yeah, that's where they like to start.
Yeah.
So Coming to America, 1988, Princess. I never knew how to pronounce her last name. Imani. Is it?
Aziz.
Aziz.
Mm-hmm. From Zamunda.
From Zamunda.
Just tongue twisters. Just keep going.
Imani Aziz.
Aziz from
Zamunda.
Zamunda.
Get the mouth going, all right. So in Coming to America, what was one of the quotes that you remember?
Oh, everybody knows that. Whatever you like. Everybody knows that one.
I love it. Oh, you got to say it the whole day.
That's
how she said it. It was like that, right?
Whatever you like.
I wasn't working with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, I haven't seen Eddie in quite some time, but it was very nice back then,
Mm-hmm.
He was very nice to me. He was always nice to me and always very nice to my husband, who was my fiance at the time. And even when I run into Eddie, I haven't run into him several years, but he's just always very nice. He doesn't act like he don't know me, which I like.
That's good.
Because, some people, they ain't worked with you in a while. They start, as my girlfriend said, they start looking at their purse.
They roll the dance like, who?
They get real busy, right? Trying to wait for you pass, fixing their, collar and stuff.
I know, right?
But no, he was very nice. There was a joy to work on that set.
What were one of the moments you remember on set?
One of the things I remember the most, several things. I have funny stories about Coming to America. The thing I remember the most is my audition process, which was hysterical to me. I went out and I bought a wig because I didn't think my naturally short cropped black looking hair was going to be good enough for, men in Hollywood. I mean, I'm not saying nothing against you guys, but they're a little strange when it comes to women. Their standard of beauty is usually silky,
I can understand that.
You know what I'm saying? So I had the good sense to say, ooh, girl, your head ain't gonna make it. So I went to the store and I bought this curly little short wig, very much like the sisters wear today.
Okay.
Guess what the name of the wig was called?
Ooh.
Imani. Okay?
Wow.
That was my first, I guess, inkling of things to come. My harbinger of things to come. So anyway, so I get the wig, I meet the casting director, and I'm reading for the part of the bride, the main part, the one that Sherry Henley did. I didn't go in there reading for Princess Aziz. I wanted the bigger part.
That happens a lot here, huh?
Yeah, I wanted the big part. So I went in there and I read, and she said, oh, I like your hair. Never said anything about my acting, the wig. So she invited me back. I meet John Legend. I read the same part. He says, I like your hair. And then he says, but there's this other part. I'm thinking, can I cuss on this thing?
Yes.
Shit. And he sells this whole Princess. I'm thinking, I don't read that shit. I mean, inside I'm smiling like, okay. I'm thinking, no, I want want the other part. I don't want to go read that part.
I know, right?
That part's smaller.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm thinking inside. So John, he said, Landis says, you know, go out and you know, do this. So I said, okay. So I take the sides outside because that's when you just go out and you get like about 5 minutes to look at it. And you got to come back in and convince them.
How are we going to do that in 5 minutes?
Okay. So I'm looking at this part. I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do with this. Barking like a dog. You know, I'm thinking. So literally, I had to make something up on spot.
Wow.
I had no clue what I was doing. So I go back in, I make this up on spot. Then they invite me back for Eddie and everybody, the producers and stuff. Once again, I had the same little wig, and I had my little tight black dress, which I called the uniform back in the day.
It still is.
It was
people that little black dress, people they still wear.
Uniform, right? There's your little audition go-to dress, right? Have my little audition go-to dress.
Solid black. You had a black dress for everything. Church, you had a black dress for
this was that little tight black one.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was like late 20s, early 30s. So I had to show off what I had.
You still got it, man.
You know?
Don't try it. She still got it, y'all.
So I go back, and all these guys, what do they say? I like her hair. You like her hair. I like her hair. You like her hair. And
what is that? I want to see this wig.
What is it? And I'm thinking, what is it with this little $30 wig that everybody likes? And then, of course, I have to do the whole Princess Amani dialogue and not the other part I wanted. I'm not ungrateful God. I got the part, and Lord knows, He always knows what's, you know, is going to be better for you, because as we know, that's the part people talk about.
Right.
But the thing that I found was very funny is I got this job where I wore 2 wigs, because the hair was one wig and the ponytail was another wig. I bought a wig to wear 2 wigs at a job. Nobody ever saw my hair.
So we don't know what that.
Nobody ever saw my little haircut, and nobody ever commented on my acting the whole time.
Really?
No one ever said, "Oh, she's good, she's funny." They said nothing. So I figured that they kept inviting me back. I must not be half bad. True story.
All right. So another movie that one of my favorites that you were in is 1993. What's Love Got to Do with Edge Jacket?
Right.
What was one of your favorite quotes in there? Most memorable.
You ain't got to hit me, before that's what everybody comes to me. You ain't got to hit me by once. But the scene that I liked a lot was actually the scene where I went to the hospital. And I said, Anna Mae, and I called her by her name, and I was trying to build up her spirits. And I like that Buddha scene where she comes to the apartment, and we're imitating Ike, because people don't know we were ad-libbing that whole thing. That whole dialogue between me and Angela, but we were like, I go, fight your ass.
That's probably why it's so good, that part.
That's what, you know, Lawrence had established, that dialogue and that cadence of speaking. So we were just picking up what we had already seen shot. Wow. We were just ad-libbing. That wasn't written.
So you have a lot of probably good moments on that set. Then,
oh, yeah. And that was a very nice project to be a part of.
And working with Angela, how was that?
Oh, Angela's, you know, fabulous. Still friends, and love Lawrence. He's a gentleman and a scholar, so, you know, really great. And he really slapped me for real, you know that.
Oh my gosh.
My son, accidentally, of course, because you know, there's a way to slap for television and films. You swing the hand and you whip your head, and then they put the sound effect in afterwards.
I watched that. What was I?
Well, you look at each other like we have eye contact.
No, I'm saying I watched the Unsung. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, I talk about that when they talk about Coming to America. We look at each other.
Maybe I went to the bathroom.
And if you went to the bathroom on my Unsung, what?
I just kidding. It was commercial then.
You didn't DVR
it was commercial, and I didn't get back in time. You know, I had to wash my hands.
You should have DVR'd it and played that, push that rewind button,
well, hey,
baby.
This is 2016. I don't have cable.
He wanted it. Why you get TV One now?
Because, everything online now.
Oh, that's even easier. But anyway, so you look at each other.
Okay.
And then as I do this, you flip your head back.
Okay,
but
let's
we're closer. Okay. So now flip your head.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get close.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
So from the angle of the camera, it looks like you're being slapped, and then they put the sound in.
But he slapped you.
Well, we missed each other. I don't know what happened. We lost that eye contact. And he slapped the living poop out of me.
How many times y'all had to do that?
Actually, I think after that time we finished.
You're not gonna slap me.
Because that's the one they use. No, but it was like there was a part of me going like, "Oh my God, he slapped me! Stop!" Because my face was ringing. This whole side of my face was like, yeah. And there was the other part, you know, because actors were really sick people. We really got issues. And there's this other
majority.
part. Yeah, we really do. No, we really do. And this other part of me was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Keep going. Yeah. So I chose the keep going part. So as my face is throbbing, I got up and whatever my lines was, I gave it to him.
But to me, I feel like that's gonna be make it more better.
And when I look at it, I said that's the take thing, because we only did it a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times. But when I look at it, I'm like, that's the take they used, because it was like, I was really in the moment.
Nice. So my last one that I really, really love, this one is, I'm originally from Frankfurt, Germany. And when I came here, this was one of the movies that I watched over and over again. Baby Kids. Oh. Hey, Jamaica.
Jamaica.
What was one of your favorite quotes there in that movie?
Well, not so much a quote, but I do have a very interesting story.
Oh, what's that?
Robin Harris, created Baby's Kids, and my family owns a place in Leimert Park, historic Leimert Park here in Los Angeles, called the Regency West.
That's gonna be $5.
Right. Call us for bookings. So, anyway, so they did the Comedy Act Theater there. Okay. This guy would rent it on Thursday nights and did the Comedy Act Theater. That's where Robin Harris was discovered. D.L. Hughley, Jamie Foxx used to go there. He got his show out of there. It was like the black comedy store, because the black comedians couldn't go to Hollywood, so they came down to Leimert Park at our spot, and it was called the Comedy Act Theater on Thursday nights. So Robin Harris is hot now. I mean, he went from like nobody knew him to now he's like everybody wants him. He's in movies and everything, and he made this Baby's Kids super famous. Yeah. And I met my husband by this time and dated him, Mr. Anthony.
Dr.
Mr. Anthony. And I meet him and I'm dating him, and now we're married.
Oh, wow.
And Robin says to me, he says, Vanessa, we're going to do a movie about Baby's Kids, and I want you to be Jamaica. And I say, okay, Robin, okay. Because, people in Hollywood promise you stuff, and then when it comes up, they, start scratching their head and stuff, So I said,
moving fast.
Right, looking at their purse, whatever, fixing to fix their clothes, whatever. So I said, okay. And he would keep saying, well, I'm doing this movie, and I want you to be Jamaica. And I'm like, okay. He dies. He died suddenly. It was a tremendous loss to the community, to the comedy community. So then now here comes this movie up, on Breakdown. They're going to do the animated version of Baby's Kids.
Oh, the first version was not going to be animated.
No, the first version was going to be a movie that Robin Harris was going to be in, and he wanted me to be Jamaica. Okay. Right? Okay. Because he's going to do a test tube, baby.
Test tube, baby.
But he dies. So a couple, 2-3 years go by, whatever, and now they're going to do the animated version, and the Hudlin brothers are going to do this animated movie. Okay. Well, I don't know the Hudlin brothers at this time. I know them now, but I didn't know them at this time. And me, like everybody else, I go on the audition, and I get the job. And I said, wow,
what wig did you have on?
I don't remember, but it was voice.
Did you have an Amika wig?
No, but it was a voice.
Yeah, of course.
But the point of it is, Robin dead, and he kept telling me I was going to do Jamaica. I walk into this audition. The Hudlins don't know me. Yeah. They don't know my relationship to Robin. They don't know Robin kept saying I was going to do this part. I auditioned like however many other people, and I get the job. And I said, wow, Robin, you were serious. You made sure I got Jamaica. Yeah. I mean,
even after
death, that really gave me chills. I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good story, but I actually love that movie because I quote it a lot. I still say test tube baby myself.
And I had to hide that. My kids were little at the time. So I thought it was cute because it was animated, but I wasn't really thinking clearly. And when my now 25, almost 26-year-old started quoting some of those things, it didn't sound cute all of a sudden.
Ashley, which one?
Ashley, who was fresh enough, who didn't need no help.
And congrats to her. She's on Baldwin Hills, people. BET, check it out.
Well, that's old. That's very old.
Yeah, but
she did as a junior, senior year.
So catch her on the show.
Well, no, she's big time at CAA now. That's what she's doing. My daughter gonna be a mover and a shaker in this business, baby.
Like mother, like daughter.
Yeah, both of my daughters are bad.
Okay.
But I had to take the movie and I hid it because they were getting bad habits. And then our joke in our house is, I hid it so well I still haven't found it.
It's in the attic somewhere.
We don't know where that movie is.
Mama has it. Mama has it. That's what it is.
I've since got some, taped it off of TV, but I don't know where that is.
Now let's go to church, because you up here cursing Lady Ella, and you took my shit and stuff.
I asked you if I could say it.
Well, yeah, but saints and sinners.
But I didn't say that. Lady Ella ain't no saint.
You're right, because I watched that, but she don't play. Tell us about the character.
Well, it's how much
tell
fun.
them,
How much fun is that to play somebody who's power hungry, who has no regard for anybody else's feelings, who is totally about her mission, what she wants, and is going to get what she wants at any cost. How much fun can that be? Because that's so not me.
Well, how much of you is the character?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Really isn't. I mean, she's feisty, so I'm a little feisty, but Lady Ella does some stuff I would never do. I mean, that's just not who I am. But how much fun is that? And I give myself permission to be that person, you know?
It's an awesome show. Thanks to Bounce.
Yes.
You know, of course, they affiliated. They love the audience of the African Americans, so thanks for that.
Yes. And their first original drama, which is really great.
Yes. So with that, guys, I want to play a little short clip right quick. Are we good, Marissa? Thank you, love.
Now, you might hide behind the church with everyone else, E, but you can't.
Mr. Richard Lawson.
Yeah, he played my husband.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's a slap.
Did you slap him for real?
No, I didn't. We didn't connect. I didn't make a mistake.
Kristen Keys.
You know
Jasmine Burt.
Pass us papers
DJ.
late again.
Cliff Powell,
Cliff
best gangster in Hollywood.
No, he played a gangster.
He know how to play a gangster. He got that gangster down, doesn't he?
Well, there you have it, guys. Six Saints and Sinners. The finale is April 24th, right?
Yes, I know. We got only 2 shows left. How time flies.
But guess what? There's a second season.
Yeah, there is. There is. We'll see what.
So you have to go back to Atlanta.
I guess.
How long was the first season that you had to be in Atlanta?
We started in November. And we finished the beginning of November. We finished the end of January.
And when do you go back for? You don't know yet. You found that out today. I heard you.
I knew about that. I'm keeping a closed lip because I don't like to speak too prematurely about anything.
You know who told me about that? William Allen Young.
Yeah.
He said the same thing. I was just telling them about, we talked to him about Code Black, and he was saying the same thing. He's like, hey, when they say that, until you get your script.
Right. And I'll tell you this too. I always feel like, people go like, why didn't you tell me? I don't have to say it. Because if I do something, if it ends up being good or if it ends up out there, I don't need to say anything. You're going to see it.
Exactly.
So I don't need to. So I don't really, when it comes to things that I'm doing, I don't really talk about a lot of stuff because it's like, I don't know what it is until it is. Now I can talk about Saints and Sinners because it's in the can and it's on.
Right.
I can tell you, like, I just finished shooting 2 episodes of Grey's Anatomy because I did it, but I wouldn't have talked about it before I finished it.
Got it. Which I've learned my lesson of doing that as well, because sometimes you say you're getting something and like people are looking for it and then you're not doing it. So
if something happens, yeah.
So what are we looking for in season 2?
I guess they got a lot of things. Well, they got a lot of things to kind of clean up and tie together, or just make more mayhem, mischief. I mean, people are loving the show, and people love all the mess that everybody's in. So I guess they're gonna create another good mess.
And they're comparing it to. They were telling me they were comparing it to like a Empire and what was it? Empire and what? And Scandal, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of a little bit of everything. But, there's no new exclusive ideas. Everything is kind of like rehashed from something. So, yeah, it reminds me of a little Empire, a little Scandal, a little Hollywood, you get away with murder. Yeah. It's got all those elements. It is a whodunit.
So what was the process of getting the role of Lady?
I got a call and asked if I'd be interested in doing it. And
no, that's it. Audition. That was it.
No, that was it.
You got it like that now.
Sometimes
over 30 years in its
career. Let me be clear. Sometimes I do. Sometimes my butt be marching right in that room.
With a wig on. With that wig.
With a wig on. Some heels, a little uniform dress.
Right.
Like everybody else.
Okay, black.
But no, I got a call and I got the script and I read it and I didn't see any reason why I wouldn't want to be a part of it, because I really like the fact that the women, not only Lady Ella, but the other women, they all had power. Nobody was like, somebody lost in a man's shadow, and Lady Ella wasn't your typical preacher's wife just sitting in church with a new hat every Sunday, living in the shadows of her husband. She was powerful and she had an agenda. She was a councilwoman running for mayor. She had secrets, She's
interesting.
She was very interesting. So I had no reason to say no. I had every reason to say yes and no reason to say no. And if I'd have said no, they'd have given it to somebody else. I was like, ain't nobody else doing
and
this.
You would have saw it and we'd be like, I should have took that part.
Right. So no, but it was good. And I was free at the time. I said, I'll do it. Yeah.
Who is some of the people that you would want to be on the second season? Like maybe some people you work with, like Denzel Washington.
Oh God. I just think, they found a lot of good.
New talent.
I'm all for the guest star actor.
Okay.
And it doesn't always have, because I'm a guest star actor. I go on a lot of people's set, I guest star a lot. And it doesn't always have to be whoever is the it person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have those people, but sometimes they just have a name and their talent's just all right. I would rather them find good actors who need a break. We had some very good guest star actors and recurring actors on the show this season. Sorry, I can't remember everybody's names, but no, I really am, because I really would like to give them a shout out, because there was some really good performances. One young lady in particular who played Keith Robinson's wife, I can't think of her name, but she did a really good job, I thought. And it's like, give those people an opportunity. So I'm just down for whomever is good, who's going to come on and be nice to work with, because we have a good time. Nobody's, we don't have a messy set. It ain't like you don't feel at home when you get there. And so whoever's going to have a good time and bring their A game and work hard, that's who I'm for.
Right. And when I was doing my little research, and I was like, why do people keep wanting to just call you an actress? Like, this woman has done everything.
I'm a producer, I
direct, dancer.
Dancer. Yeah.
So what was the process
I even write,
before?
You just haven't written in my writing.
What was the process before even starting your career? Like, you started out in Ohio.
Oh, I started out as a dancer, yeah.
Alvin Ailey, right?
Well, I studied at Alvin Ailey when I was in college in the summer times, but I started at the Caramoo House in Cleveland, Ohio, and then I went to Cleveland Modern Dance. And I just, I just always wanted to dance as a young girl. That was my passion. That's what I wanted to do. And I've danced on Broadway. I've danced in modern dance companies like Alvin Ailey's. I mean, like real modern dance company. I've trained in ballet, modern dance, African jazz. I'm just so glad that when I was dancing, we didn't have to do all the hip hop.
Nah, hip hop is like. You probably can do it though.
Oh, I can, and I have done it, but it's like.
It's too much.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit. But,
right. So starting I know because I
started like 11, 12 years old dancing.
Wow.
Yeah, and by the time I was 16, I was dancing in a professional company in Cleveland, and then I got a dance scholarship at Ohio University. And I danced there. I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts concentration in dance. But what I used to do, the summer times, I would go to New York and I danced at Alvin Ailey's on scholarship. So I trained there. Then when I moved to New York after graduation, I trained at Ailey's for a while until I left there. And then I started doing off-Broadway and Broadway. And, then it just kept growing from there.
So is acting more your passion now?
I acted as well, because I did a lot of Summer Stock Company, too, when I was in Ohio. And I did, shows and plays in New York, but at one point I danced a little bit more than I acted, but I've always done them both, and I liked them both equally when I was doing them both. And I liked it when I was able to combine my dancing, because you act and dance. When you're on a stage and it's just you on this floor and the lights are hitting you and you have an audience, you've got to act out what it is you're dancing. You've got to relate to your audience what you're feeling, what the story's about. It's just through dance. You're just not talking, but you're still telling a story. Yeah. And I think that's why it was easy for me to transition into acting, because they go hand in hand to me.
So how was it moving to LA? Like, what was it?
It was an easy decision, because I was on All My Children at the time, and as we know, back in the '80s, there wasn't a lot of African Americans on soap operas, and if there were, they had to feel like they had a reason to keep you. So I was brought in to mess up Darnell Williams and Debbie Morgan's marriage, Angie and Jesse, and All My Children. And we were very successful. I mean, the ratings went through the roof. And instead of them giving that kudos to that and deciding, okay, what we're going to do with this, when they wanted to get them back together, and this is what they told me, well, as long as if we want to get them back together, as long as you're in town, we can't. So they wrote me out. Now, mind you, they had coke addicts on that show that they would send to rehab. No, really.
Wow.
They had a character that was a coke addict, the person, not the character.
Okay.
And they would go pick him up from his house and make him come work. They would send him out to rehab, and he would get off the wagon again, and they kept trying to keep this boy's job.
Yeah.
But I show up every day, ready to go, never a problem, know my lines. Ratings are great, but then they write me out because they want to put them back together. Whereas if I was a white character, I would have went to somebody else's house and just got a new boyfriend in town. But we're talking about the mid-'80s, so.
So with your process throughout your career, even since things like that, how do you feel with your daughters? And your daughter being in an acting career now? My daughters aren't acting. Neither one of my daughters are actors, and I'm okay with that. Okay. I actually am very happy about that. They found something that, they're still finding their things, but
they think they've identified what they want to do. But both of them will be associated in the business, but kind of on the peripheral, you know, kind of like behind the stages, which I think is even better and has more longevity. You know, they'll have more access to things and longer livelihood, because it won't be coming, they won't age out. Yeah. It won't be about their looks. It won't be about, you know, who's the new hot girl on camera. You know, whatever they create and whatever they own and whatever they are able to stamp their name on will become theirs, and they'll just grow from there. And they can go from studio to studio, from, you know, job description to job description, to one day being the president of this network or running that, you know, or the VP of that, you know. So they have a lot of opportunities ahead of them. I'm very excited for them, and it's a great time because the business has changed since the 80s, which I was talking about, and we do see a lot more women in the workplace, and African American women in particular in the industry, making waves and running things. So it's out there for them, you know, and they're both going to do a great job. So I know that they'll both, you know, get looked at seriously.
And your career speaks for itself, but what is it that you can tell some of the ladies now, actors now, that are, you know, wanting to get into this career, or even in it? But
the one thing I tell everybody is stay ready to be ready. Yeah. That's so important, because so many of my jobs I've gotten and I had to show up the next day. So if my teeth aren't fixed, if I don't like my hair, if I need to lose 10 pounds, if something else on me needs to be my attitude, whatever, it's not going to change overnight. So you can't get a job and go, oh my God, I got 2 weeks to lose 20 pounds. That's not going to happen. Yeah. All right, I got to run. If you
healthy wise, yeah, it's not
I'm just saying, it's not going to happen. Yeah. So you need to stay ready to be ready. So whatever it is you feel you need to fix, your attitude, your teeth, your hair, your weight, whatever it is. And if you like who you are, that's cool. I'm not suggesting that you have to be a certain way to work, but whatever package you selling, like the package you selling. Most definitely. Because you're not going to change it overnight. So I always tell people that, and have a life. Don't just get so consumed in the business that you forget to have a life, because not only does it enrich your acting life, but it enriches you as a person. Yeah. Like, I'm so glad I didn't, you know, give up having a husband and having children. Like, I know so many people go like, oh, I can't have a baby because, you know, pilot season coming up. Okay, well, you know, let pilot season come. Let roll the dice, let God take care of that. Give God the will. Yeah. It's going to be okay, because what happens is you look up and now you can't have kids, or you haven't found a mate because you put all that to the back because you were thinking that power hungry, and if I sacrifice all this and just work hard, then I'll get this. And you may have that spell of things going great, but like anything else, you know, it's a pendulum.
And you didn't have to do anything for Lady Ella, did you? You didn't have to change. Okay.
I didn't have to do anything.
Just making sure.
No, I mean, I knew who Lady Ella was when I read it. Nice. I just jumped into the part. You know?
And what about some of the guest appearances that are on this show, like with Erica Campbell? She's my first lady, so it was great to see her come up and join that. Do you get to be around?
Well, you know, a lot of people I know.
Oh, nice.
You got to remember, we're all, you know, a lot of us been around for a minute.
Yeah.
That we're in a circle necessarily, but we respect. We have a mutual respect and fondness of each other. So Erica, Kelly Price, you don't know them, so it's like, hey girl, you know. So it's always nice.
This family working. That's all.
Right, and you know, I respect their talent. They respect mine, and I think like I was saying, we had some great guest stars and recurring characters on the show. Everybody really brought it, and I think that's what the audience saw and they responded to, and
So why, if there's someone that's flipping through the channel and they're looking, why should I stop to watch?
Because when you see me, you should stop seeing what I'm doing next.
Just stop. When you see me, just stop.
You set it up. You knew you asked me that because that's what you wanted me to say.
Maybe, but still. But why would someone that after seeing you?
Because I mean, first of all, you got to stop long enough to listen and observe, you know. But I think that people will like the story because it's fun. I mean, and as I tell every interview that I do, it's entertainment. We ain't talking about nobody's church. We're not talking about no pastors. We're not talking about no first ladies. It's entertainment. And the one thing we find out about black people in particular, they like messy stuff. Founding people in general, they like messy. Right. Folks like messy stuff. Yeah. So it gets messy, but a fun messy. I call it wickedly delicious, you know. Oh. So people are kind of like, they get pulled in and they're like, ooh, Lord, no, she did, you know. And that's what they want. Yeah. So once they get kind of entrapped in that, they like it, you know, and it's fun. It's a lot of drama, as we would say. It's drama.
But does the show actually like also teach, maybe, like, you know, give some motivation of some sort?
No,
It's all
I
drama.
don't think it teaches. I'm sorry.
There is nothing that I can walk
I'll
away
say
from this story.
There's always teaching moments in everything, because I may be acting thinking I'm having fun, but there may be somebody like that who sees himself and go like, "Ooh, that look like me. Maybe I should switch things up a bit."
Okay.
So there's always, and then people's faith are tested. You have the opportunity to look at something and go like, I would have done what they just did.
Yeah.
That was kind of like wrong, because we get tweets like, "Wow, they did that." Like, so then at that moment you go like, I don't. So those are moments that like anything you watch. But when I watch Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder, I'm not looking for a message for them to teach me about life. I'm looking at it because I like it. It's like, ooh, what's she gonna do next? No, she didn't.
You know how they try to always try to make a show that it's we talk about, I don't know, something about the kid keeping the youth intact or something. A show always have to have some kind of
some shows do.
Yeah.
Some shows are built because they want to have a message that they give to the community, and I think that's great. But I think pure entertainment is okay too, and I don't think nobody has to get beat up because it's not sending a message. Just be entertaining. I mean, Scandal, like I said, How to Get Away with Murder, all those shows are just entertaining. So why can't we just do one?
Right. So we have the season finale of Saints and Sinners, people, April the 24th. That's
But don't just talk about that one. We got another one coming up before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it sure is. It's 24th.
Yeah, we got 2 Sundays left. Don't just promote the last one.
Yo, my birthday is coming up soon, so I was
your
rushing.
birthday?
May 11th. I was born on Mother's Day.
Oh,
Yeah,
Taurus,
so-
little Taurus
yeah,
person. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You better know your months. You better know what you know about Taurus. That said a lot, but we're not all the same now.
Y'all some
we're
interesting
good.
people. No.
I'm born in the middle. I'm splack dead in the middle.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have it.
I'm a wonderful being, people.
I'm gonna let you have that too.
What? Now we're gonna talk about this after the show. Now I really want to know what you know about these stars.
I'm just messing with you.
Oh, okay. So we have two more
No, but I also
episodes.
want to tell people if they have missed all the what we just did 6 episodes. We got 2 left.
Okay.
If you missed it, you go online, go to Bounce TV, go to the video and get it, or you can get the app for your phone. But you can catch up between now and Sunday and see what all the raves about.
I'm looking forward to that. Excuse me. I'm looking forward to that. So, other than Saints and Sinners, you're also doing some other things. You just talked about Grey's Anatomy. How was
I just did 2 episodes of Grey's Anatomy. Playing a lawyer. Actually, I'm not a doctor. Really, a very nice 2-episode part. The first one I think might be coming on next week, not this week. And then the other one's going to come on a few weeks after that. I don't really have the dates, but for you Grey's Anatomy enthusiasts, you'll see me.
Right.
There's a lot of you out there. You'll see me
They
on
like
the
the
show.
Beehive. Because that Grey's Anatomy, that people are crazy about that show. And
Then I'm going to be. This is what's going to be exciting. I played Mickey Howard's bipolar mother in the Mickey Howard biopic, the TV one. That's coming out sometime in June, and I just did another pilot for A&E with Bokeem Woodbine, so we'll see what happens with that.
You are working.
I'm trying. I gotta keep up with you.
You got keep up with me.
Yeah, look at you. You got your own show. I have my own radio show.
She just
Look
met
at these
me and
fancy,
she trying to keep up.
these fancy bumblebee mics.
That's Maria, y'all. That's Maria Madonna.
I like the little bumblebee mics.
Well, thank you so much for coming to sit down with me. I know it was
fun.
amazing
Thank you.
to sit and talk with you and meet your
We have a
mother.
mutual friend, everybody.
Yes, we do. Jeremy Dale.
Yeah, Jeremy, shouts out to you. Jeremy did my makeup for Saints and Sinners, and it's a buddy of his, and he is so talented.
Yes, he is. So thank you for keeping her looking beautiful, and thank you for coming by and talking with me. I had a
was
good
my
time
pleasure.
with you.
So much fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this again.
Call me anytime.
Call me next
We
time.
BFF style.
Yeah. Well, we'll tell the people where they can find you on social media or any
yes,
of that.
please follow me. Twitter is Nessa B. Calloway. They wouldn't let me use my whole name because it
I
was too
saw
long.
that. I was just like, what?
My name was too long. They wouldn't let me. It was
still,
too many. Whatever.
it is
Anyway,
kinda long, yeah.
so I'm Nessa B. Calloway because my production company is Nessa B. So Nessa B. Calloway, but everything else I'm Vanessa Bell Calloway, which is Instagram and my website and.
Now, am I talking to you when I'm following you and liking your pictures?
I tweet. I love tweeting.
Okay. All right.
No,
you hear that,
my
people?
followers will tell you. You when I'm answering, it's me.
Are you clapback season this time? Are you doing any clapback? You know, people doing all this clapback stuff now. She's like, what is
What's
that?
clapback?
You know, when people go into the celebrities' pages and they say a rumor or say something negative.
I don't do negative tweets.
Oh, okay, good.
I don't do negative tweets.
Good.
I'm not in for that.
No hashtag clapback.
Yeah, I don't do that. And I will read you if you come to me with some foul mess.
What, you in the DM or right there?
No, I'll read you right on Twitter.
Like a dog, you gotta put it right in there right when you do
I will read you. Don't mess with me. You ain't got. Don't be coming with no BS.
Y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. So that's at Nessa Calloway, people. You can also find me on all social media handles. Nessa B. Calloway. I forgot the B. So Nessa.
Nessabcalloway. And then Vanessa Bell Calloway. And I like Instagram too. Follow me on Instagram because I like to post stuff.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. As long as you posting it.
I gotta do Snapchat. My daughters told me I couldn't do it. They forbid me to do it. And why did I listen to them? That's the question you should ask me.
You saw my face, right? I was like,
when it came out, they said, "Oh no, mommy, you don't need to do this." Because you know what? Then I figured out because they wanted to do it. They didn't want me to do it. But now I'm going to fool them. I'm going to do Snapchat, and I'm going to follow them, and I'm going to do me some of those Snapchats. They're not the only ones. You just wait and see.
Y'all heard, you heard that, Ashley? Yeah, get on it. And you can follow me on all social media handles as Cortez G West. I'm not into fans. I love supporters, so support your brother, Cortez G West. Thanks for watching and listening, people. Vanessa Bell Calloway. Thanks
Cortez
for coming.
G West.
You're so fun. I love it.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.